Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. This is your match preview for Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United in the Premier League. And look, it's been a pretty disastrous few days for Manchester United on the back of such a disappointing result in the Europa League midweek, and of course the injuries that were sustained during that game as well. So look, plenty to discuss in this match preview. Let's get straight into it. Now look, of course the major talking point for Manchester United is the injuries that we have at the moment going into this game. You know, obviously, it looks like Martinez's season is over. Varane is going to be out for a few weeks. Rashford is still out. Garnacho is still out. Luke Shaw is touch and go whether he's going to be available for Sunday as well. So Manchester United, defensively more than anything, really do have their work cut out from here. It looks like it's going to be Maguire and Lindelof for the foreseeable future for Manchester United. And both players really are going to have to step up now because we're in the business end of the season. And we've been pretty good defensively overall throughout the season. Obviously, we've had, a few blips here and there where we've conceded, high volumes of goals. But we tended to bounce back particularly quick. And I think our overall defensive performances have been pretty good this season. And that is down to the likes of Varane and Martinez striking up such a great partnership together this year. Luke Shaw has, transformed his, I suppose, career, you would nearly say, on the back of performances that he put in last season. And of course, right back, we started off with the likes of Delors having a really good first half of the season, and Wan-Bissaka is after upping his game and really challenging him for that right back spot as well. So I think defence is going to be key for the remainder of the season. And like I said, the likes of Martinez and Varane being missing, Maguire and Lindelof really now are going to have to step up to the plate. Let's hope we can keep a clean sheet on the weekend. Now, when we're talking about players pretty much taking their chances, obviously we mentioned already the likes of Maguire and Lindelof. It's their chance now. But on the other end of the field, we have the likes of Martial coming back, Jadon Sancho, on the back of Rashford being missing for a few weeks as well. It really is an opportunity for these types of players to grasp the nettle and take their chances. Now, first half against Sevilla on the week or on midweek, you were thinking, okay, happy days, here we go. Martial was phenomenal in the first half. Jadon Sancho was okay. I don't think his performance midweek was as good as it was against Everton last weekend. But, with the absence of Rashford, we are going to need to score goals. We really are. And it was great to see the likes of Sabitzer chipping in with his goals midweek as well. I thought he was phenomenal. I really did. He was my man of the match. But it's going to be a very important couple of weeks for our forward line, specifically Antony, Sancho and Martial. You're thinking are your main attacking options there for the coming weeks, with Rashford being out. Weghorst, we seen him come on the other night, done nothing really. He doesn't offer us anything. Now look, he started 19 games in a row. His game time is going to be severely limited for the remainder of the season. If Martial can stay fit, Sancho can improve his performances, and Antony can maybe improve his finishing. So I think our forward line is going to be very important on the weekend, and let's hope we can have a first half performance against Sevilla again on the weekend against Nottingham Forest and bring that performance from the first half into the entirety of the game, because I think that was our downfall against Sevilla midweek. Now, when we're looking at the opposition, obviously Nottingham Forest are in a really, really dogged relegation battle. They currently sit 18th in the Premier League. Obviously, this has been recorded before any of the Saturday games have been played, so obviously that may or may not change. But they go into the game with no wins out of their last 5. So for Manchester United, even though we have injuries and our squad is, down to its bare bones, you would be hoping Manchester United can go away from home to Nottingham Forest and still pick up a result. Top 4 is vital for United at the moment. It really is. I think it should be our priority for the remainder of the season. I think for longevity reasons, for Ten Hag and his long-term goal, I think getting into the Champions League is the most important. Now, obviously, you want to be winning trophies. Every team wants to be winning trophies. But for the overall long-term vision of Manchester United and Ten Hag, I think Champions League is going to be vitally important. So going away to Nottingham Forest, I think we should be able to pick up 3 points. But look, they're going to be fighting for their lives. They really are. But, I mean, there's pressure coming under their manager at the moment as well. Like we said, no wins in 5. So Are they going to have a reaction to that? Of course, they're playing at home. But Manchester United's away form has been a bit sketchy this season. But I still think we should have enough to go away to Nottingham Forest, get the job done. Even with the likes of Maguire, Lindelof, these types of players in your team, I think we should get the job done. I really do. Now, let's get into the predicted 11. And look, I think it's going to be a straightforward predicted 11 if you ask me. There may be one or two little changes outside of the major ones that we know are going to happen on the back of injuries. But I think probably the back four is pretty much standard and straightforward to pick. If we look at the back four, back five, obviously De Gea in goal. I'm going with Wan-Bissaka at right back, Malacia at left back. Now, we don't know is Luke Shaw going to be ready or not. I wouldn't be rushing him back for this game, given the fact that we're going to need him in the coming weeks on the back of the injuries that we do have. So I don't think Ten Hag will rush him back. I think this is probably a good game just to say, no, look, stay away. There's more important games coming in the coming weeks. So Malacia at left back. And then, of course, centre-backs. It has to be Maguire and Lindelof. It really does. Now, backups to them, I mean, are we going as far as Phil Jones? I'm not 100% sure if he's even registered for the Premier League squad. I don't know, can you have an emergency backup signing like that? I'm not 100% sure. So, I mean, if either one of these two gets injured, God knows where we're going to be left. But, I think the back four is pretty straightforward to pick. And, so that's the back four I'm going with. Now, and I think the midfield, again, is pretty straightforward. Ten Hag may make a change here and there, but I think the three that played midweek, I think are pretty much sewn on to play again. Casemiro, Sabitzer and Bruno. Of course, Casemiro is back, the linchpin in midfield. Didn't think he had a particularly spectacular game midweek, but look, obviously he's the main man there. You're going to be wanting him in your team as much as possible. Sabitzer scored 2 very, very good goals and had a really good performance midweek against Sevilla. Was my man of the match. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Ten Hag makes a change and maybe brings in Eriksen. I wouldn't, throw the ties out of the pram if that does happen. But I think on the back of his 2 goals and a great performance, I think he deserves to get a start. And then, of course, Bruno Fernandes. He's going to be missing due to suspension next week away in Spain. So there's no real worry about playing him. He's going to get a good week off after this game. So I think the midfield is pretty standard there as well. Now, and the forward line finally, again, straightforward enough in my opinion. Whether Ten Hag decides to make some changes, I'm not 100% sure. But I think the forward line is pretty sewn on, I think. Anthony on the right, Sancho on the left, and Martial through the middle. First half, midweek, unbelievable performances out of Martial specifically. I thought Anthony was playing well, and I thought Sancho was doing okay. But look, I don't really see what other changes you're going to really be making here. Elanga came on, done nothing midweek. Weghorst came on midweek, done nothing. Pellistri seems to have fallen out of favour, hasn't got much game time. So look, I think it's pretty much a straightforward. But look, talking about this starting 11, I think this starting 11 is more than capable of going away to Nottingham Forest and getting a result. I really, really do. And if they can't, then they need to be having a strong, hard look at themselves. I think this is more than strong enough to get a result against Nottingham Forest, and hopefully we can get the job done. Now, if we're talking about a score prediction, again, going back to what I previously said, we should have enough here. We really should. And I'm not trying to put any arrogance or confidence in this here. It's just, if you look at both teams on paper, you would suggest Manchester United should be coming out of here with a result. The bookies are backing Manchester United to get a result as well, even on the back of, missing Rashford, missing Shaw, missing Varane, Martinez. But look, I mean, my big concern is not getting any more injuries between now and the likes of Varane coming back, Rashford coming back, Shaw coming back. We know Martinez's season is over already. But if I'm going with a score prediction, guys, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win to Manchester United. I think a lot can be taken from the first half performance against Sevilla, and if we can play any way close to that, we should blow Nottingham Forest out of the water. We really should. I'm going with 1 goal to Nottingham Forest because obviously that foundation of Varane and Martinez at the back, not conceding goals. Obviously, Maguire and Lindelof are coming back in. Maybe we may concede a goal here. So I'm going with a 3-1 win to Manchester United. Let me know your score predictions in the comment section below. Like I said, we're going to be doing the watch along. It's going to be tomorrow from I think the kickoff is 4:30, so we're going to be live from 4 o'clock. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let me know your predicted starting 11. Do you agree with my one or not? Get your score predictions in as well. If you're new to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and join the watch along tomorrow for 4 p.m. But until then, see you soon.